Have you ever mixed a green for your painting only to realize it looks artificial or just wrong? Greens can be one of the trickiest colors to get right in oil painting. But today I'm going to show you how to mix beautiful natural greens without relying on those unnatural tube greens. Let's get started. Let's start first with ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is a warm blue. Ultramarine blue is a primary color on your palette. So we're going to mix first ultramarine blue with a warm yellow, which is cadmium yellow medium. Now we're going to mix ultramarine blue with yellow ochre. You can see that's much darker. And yellow ochre is very warm also. Let's add a little more yellow ochre to it and see what it looks like. And now let's mix it with lemon yellow. These first two, with the cad yellow medium and the yellow ochre, are muted earthy greens. This one is a little brighter with the lemon yellow. Now if we want to add a little red, it dulls it and gives you a more muted color. Let's try it with the yellow ochre. Now let's try it with the lemon yellow. So phthalo blue is a cool blue, and let's add a cool yellow. This is lemon yellow. Let's add a little bit more. This is a bright yellow, which would be good for a still life. The more muted greens are the ones that are good for landscape. Now we're going to try a warm yellow with phthalo blue, which is cad yellow medium, and let's add a little more. And finally we've got yellow ochre with phthalo blue. Now let's see what happens if we add a little red. So this was yellow ochre, this was cad yellow medium, and this was lemon yellow. So I don't think you really notice the difference till you look at them all together. I did this little exercise on brown sketch paper. Now that you see them all together, you can see that there's quite a few different greens here. And when you lighten your green, you just add more of the yellow that you're using. Let me show you what happens when you add white. Now I already showed you what happens when you add more of the same yellow. This was the cad yellow medium, yellow ochre, and lemon. And this is titanium white. Yellow ochre is a stronger color. Now the white cools it and makes it less natural of a color. This was the ultramarine blue. But let's look at the cobalt blue. And this is yellow ochre. Okay, now we're doing the phthalo blue, adding white to the lemon yellow, cad yellow medium, yellow ochre. I have one more green experiment for you with ivory black. This can also make a green. Okay, here goes. This is yellow ochre with ivory black. You need a little bit more to get that green. And this doesn't look really like a green, but it is. Next is yellow medium. And next is cad lemon yellow. These are pretty dark greens. So let's add a little more yellow ochre. Let's add a little bit more cad yellow medium and a little more lemon yellow. You can always add red to dull the color and get it more natural looking. You have to be judicious. You don't want to add too much red, or then it just kind of turns red. Red's a very strong color. And then what happens if we add white? So there you have it. Lots of green variations that you can make yourself, and they look more natural. These are common tube greens. The first one is viridian, the second one is oxide green, then phthalo green, sap green, and cadmium green. These are the two I used to use before I started mixing my own greens. They're ultra vibrant, and you don't see a lot of trees that color, or that color, or that color. And this is the sap green, which is very popular with some people. And this one is actually kind of fun. You can get some really bright little accents. And you can always mix yellows with these, or even reds. Like, what would happen if we mixed a little red? Oh, that looks red, a little red. I just don't think they look as natural. So you get kind of an orangey green there. You know, this little exercise is just a reminder that it's always best to mix your own colors. Learn how to mix the colors so you can get what you want. The main reason you don't want to use them is they often look too artificial or overpowering. Mixing your own greens allows more control and variety. Let's talk for a minute about adjusting greens for different effects. I kind of went over it a little bit when I showed the mixing. You have an option of lightening your green with white or yellow. The yellow will keep it warm and natural looking. The white will make it chalky and less natural looking. The best way to darken a green is to use a complementary color like some kind of red, although I have to say burnt sienna or transparent red oxide is a great darkening agent for greens. Another nice thing about mixing your own greens is you can warm them or cool them depending on where they are in the painting. So if they're further away, further back, that would be a cooler green. And if they're up front, then it's a warm green. So the key takeaways are, try to mix your own greens. Experiment with mixing greens and have some fun. I remember I was surprised one time when a friend of mine from North Carolina said, "Oh, green, I hate green." And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, that's all we have here is green." And I thought, all we have here is yellow from the Golden Hills and the dried out brush. So I enjoy working with greens. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. And leave me a comment or a question below. Happy painting!